Hello students. So as you all know that our chapter chemical coordination and integration is going on. Today we'll study about adrenal gland, which is also called gland of emergency, and pancreas gland. These are paired structures located on the top of the kidneys. You can see on the kidney adrenal gland is present. Each adrenal gland has two parts, external adrenal cortex and internal adrenal medulla. The cortex is surrounded by a fibrous capsule. Both adrenal cortex and medulla have different embryonic origin, structure and function that we will describe in the next slide. About the adrenal medulla, it secretes two hormones, norepinephrine and epinephrine. So these are commonly called catecholamines. Adrenaline and noradrenaline are rapidly secreted in response to stress of any kind and during emergency situations and are called emergency hormones. These hormones include alertness, pupillary dilation and पाइलो इरेक्शन इज बेसिकली रेजिंग ऑफ हेयर. जब हम डर जाते हैं या एग्जाम में हमें क्वेश्चंस नहीं आते या हमारे सामने अचानक कोई डॉग आ जाता है या कोई ऐसे एनिमल आ जाता है जिससे हम बहुत स्केरी हो जाते हैं, तो हमारी बॉडी में इमरजेंसी हार्मोन ये सिक्रीट होता है. So these hormones increase alertness, pupillary dilation, piloerection, sweating, etc. Both the hormone increase the heartbeat, the strength of heart contraction and rate of respiration. Catecholamines also stimulate the breakdown of glycogens, resulting in an increased concentration of glucose in the blood. So in addition, they also stimulate the breakdown of lipids and proteins. In this slide, we'll study about the different layers of adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex is the layer which is the outermost layer, outer to the adrenal medulla and inner to the capsule. So first of all, we'll study that the adrenal cortex is divided into three zones. Outermost zone is called zona glomerulosa. It is the outer zone that lies just below the capsule. It constitutes about 15% of the gland. So cells are closely packed and they secrete hormone mineralocorticoids, that because they affect mineral homeostasis in the body. And next one, middle layer is called zona fasciculata. This is the middle zone which is widest of the three zones. It constitutes about 50% of the gland. It is secreting a hormone that mainly secreting glucocorticoids, which are named because they affect glucose homeostasis. Next, innermost layer is of the adrenal cortex is zona reticularis. It's reticularis means red network like. This is the inner zone that constitutes about 7% of the gland. The cells are arranged in branching cords which secrete gonadocorticoids, that is androgens that have masculinizing effects. So the cells of zona fasciculata and zona reticulata contain ascorbic acid. So first of all, we'll study about glucocorticoids. In our body, cortisol is the main glucocorticoid. Corticoids which regulate the balance of water and electrolytes in our body are called mineralocorticoids. So next one is aldosterone. Aldosterone is the principal mineralocorticoid, 90 to 95% in human. Like all other hormones of the adrenal cortex, aldosterone is a steroid. So its main function is to regulate the sodium content of the body. It is secreted when the sodium level is low. It acts on kidneys to cause more sodium to be returned to the blood and more potassium to be excreted. As the sodium concentration in the blood increases, water follows it by osmosis, so the blood volume also increases. Thus, the effect of aldosterone is to increase both sodium and water in the blood. So glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, produces anti-inflammatory reactions and suppresses the immune response. Cortisol stimulates the RBC production. Now next we'll study about gonadocorticoids, sex corticoids, which are called androgens. These male sex hormones are called androgens, which is important in the development of male fetus. Although the genetic sex is determined by the chromosomes in a fertilized egg, a male fetus develops normal male characteristics only if the fetal gonads and inner adrenal gland produce sufficient quantity of androgens. So therefore, androgens stimulate the development of male secondary sexual characters like distribution of body hair. Female sex hormones secreted by adrenal cortex are estrogens, which maintain the development of female secondary sexual characters. So, gonadocorticoids acts on the cells of gonads. Gonads are basically testes and ovaries. So, disorders of adrenal cortex are Addison disease or Cushing syndrome. So, we'll study about all these in higher classes. Now we'll study about pancreas. The word pancreas you have heard earlier. It's a composite gland which acts as both exocrine and endocrine. Exocrine gland means it's secreting enzymes, and endocrine when it's secreting hormones. So endocrine pancreas consists of islets of Langerhans. Islets of Langerhans are the name after the name of their discoverer. They produce endocrine secretions. Four kinds of cells have been identified: alpha cells, beta cells, and then delta cells, and then F cells. So we'll study about alpha and beta cells today. The two types of cells in the islets of Langerhans, that is alpha cell and beta cell. Alpha cells of islets of Langerhans are secreting a hormone glucagon, and beta cells are secreting hormone insulin. Glucagon stimulates the liver to convert stored glycogen into glucose. Glucagon is also called anti-insulin hormone. So it acts on cells of liver and adipose tissue. And next one is insulin. It is antagonistic to glucagon. Insulin converts glucose into glycogen in liver and muscles. It promotes protein synthesis in tissues from amino acid. So insulin reduces catabolism of proteins. It is an anabolic hormone. It increases the synthesis of fat in the adipose tissue from fatty acids, and insulin reduces the breakdown of oxidation of fat. Now we'll learn about two terms, that is hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. Hyperglycemia is basically it is the deficiency of insulin, and hypoglycemia is basically the excess of insulin. Hyperglycemia, the symptoms are high blood glucose level, breakdown of muscle tissue and tiredness, and hypoglycemia is the symptoms are low blood glucose level, hunger, sweating, irritability and double vision. So these both are acting oppositely. So the glucose homeostasis in the blood is maintained by jointly insulin and glucagon. Prolonged hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia, I have already told you that it is the deficiency of insulin. So it causes a disorder that is called diabetes mellitus. The cells are unable to utilize glucose and other carbohydrates for energy production. They utilize their proteins for it. The process becomes, the person by this process becomes very weak. Degradation of fats increases, producing ketone bodies, ketosis, and the latter are acidic and poisonous. Blood cholesterol level rises, healing power is impaired, and administration of insulin lowers the blood glucose level. It gives relief to the person. So diabetic persons which are which are suffering from the disease diabetes mellitus are treated well with the insulin therapy.